You guys are all on video.
No, take my phone. Hey, they got my phone.
Where is the paperwork for that?
Where's the?
They do it on Target. They do it on Target.
Hey, no.
Stand up. Where are their warrants?
Hey, someone worker.
Anybody else going to ask where the fuck the warrants are? You guys don't have the right.
What's your name? What's your name? Jonathan Aguilar Garcia. I'm literally a U.S. citizen.
Give us a phone number.
U.S. citizen.
Get the fuck out of here, Ace.
Why are you kidnapping our citizens? Why are you? Why?
Sir, give us your phone number. We'll call your family. Give us your phone number.
At least his family. Wait, you want your family to know?
I literally have my passport. My fucking passport.
Let him get out his passport.
What's your name? What's your name? We'll find your family. Christian, what's your last name?
What? Hey, get back there now.
Give us what's the phone number we should call?
That's my mom.
That's your mom? We'll
Yeah.
call you. And your first name's Christian, right?
Christian
We'll call them.
Romano.
So, Robert, these are working people. They've got on vests. Apparently, they're working and trying to do a job. I don't know what their citizenship status is. Does that even really matter at this point? Are these people out there wreaking havoc on communities when they are in work vests in Target? And again, why is Target allowing these people? Are they in cahoots with them? I think there is some reporting saying that Target faces protests after ICE detains U.S. citizen employees at a Minnesota store. And I think that was the video. Andy, I just sent you the link from the New York Post. But why, Robert?
I saw a longer version of that clip where that individual was exercising his First Amendment rights. And he was expressing with his voice his concerns. I know I'm speaking diplomatically. He was calling them names. Okay. But that's a First Amendment right. And he was doing that. They didn't like it. They're thin-skinned. They feel empowered, as we talked about at the beginning, to do whatever they want. And when his words resonated, struck a chord with them because he was holding them in contempt for what they're doing, they retaliated. But they obviously didn't have a judicial warrant to make an arrest, and they did not have probable cause. Why did they arrest him? Based on the video, it's because he was demeaning and being very dismissive and derogatory about them and his feelings about what our government is doing. And then they arrested him. That's not probable cause. What they did was not legal. It was not constitutional. It was dangerous. It was an escalation of what should be happening. And what the heck are they doing at a Target store anyway? Why were they there? I recognize some of those people. You know, Don, This isn't something I started last week. I've been not as long as many people, but since mid-September, confronting Gregory Bovino and these agents. And I recognized one in particular, in addition to Gregory Bovino. But what are they doing there? This is about show. It's about creating confrontation so they can make an arrest. And they're making their own videos. Sorry to be on a rant, but it's awful. It's really awful.
No, that's why we have you here. We want to hear from you on this. Yeah, it is really awful. And there they are. But again, Target is coming under pressure from protesters and politicos or polls in its home state of Minnesota after ICE agents detained 2 employees of a big box retailer who were U.S. citizens. Those 2 people that you saw, according to this report in the New York Post, is saying that these people are citizens. Federal immigration agents detained the workers inside the Richmond, Minnesota store on January 8th after a confrontation that began in the parking lot and spilled into the vestibule according to local officials and witness accounts. One of the employees shouted, "I'm literally a U.S. citizen," as agents escorted him toward a vehicle, the Wall Street Journal noted. These guys are fucking goons, losers, trash, trailer park, dropouts. And I guess it's the first, and with this Gregory Bavino sitting, walking like, he owns the place. It's just outrageous. These people, they're going to get more people killed. Sadly, I hope that doesn't happen. And also, they're putting, I would say they're putting the agents in harm's way. But Jolly yesterday really hit me to that and corrected me in saying these people don't have to do what they're doing. They don't have to follow these unlawful orders. They are doing the bidding of the Trump administration and the Border Patrol and ICE and now legally, I wonder, can they lose their freedom? Can they be prosecuted if they are found to have broken the law and really interrupted the constitutional rights of these citizens, of these people?
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, there's two or multiple ways to hold agents accountable for their conduct. If they break the law, a prosecutor can bring charges. Before we went on the air, I mentioned that I was tackled by a federal agent 2.5 weeks ago.
Tell us about that in the context of this. Yeah.
Yeah. But so the bottom line is they can be prosecuted for a crime they commit. They can be disciplined internally. Those are some of the things that can happen to them, and they're subject to a civil suit. Now, notwithstanding the vice president's comments about absolute immunity, the fact is that, particularly in my case, where the agent that tackled me was not in uniform and apparently off duty, they're subject to civil claim as well as a criminal prosecution and internal discipline for what they're doing.
Can ICE agents order you out of your car?
They can stop you. They can ask you a series of questions, but they can't force you out of the car. If they were to stop you, you can ask them at this point, am I under arrest? And if they say no, then you can say, am I free to leave? And you're free to leave. But they can't necessarily force you out of the car, and they don't have the right to basically detain you unless they have some type of reason to arrest you.
Can ICE go into schools on private property?
If they try to enter your private property or private space of a school or anything like that, the school has the perfect constitutional right to say you may not enter unless you have a search warrant signed by a real judge.
Can ICE detain U.S. citizens and people who may not be citizens but have permits to work and live here legally?
No, they enjoy the same constitutional rights as U.S. citizens, and it's the same thing. Unless they have grounds for arresting them, which either means witnessing a crime or having a warrant for their arrest, they may not detain them. And these individuals, if arrested, are entitled to a court hearing where the government has to prove why they're detaining them.
Can the FBI kick Minnesota out of the investigation, which it has done?
They can block them out, but that also means that can the state and local government, Minnesota, Minneapolis, do their own investigation? Yes. This is not productive. This is not good, but the feds can block the state out, and the state and the local are still empowered to be able to do their own investigation.
So, Robert, what I want to know, people have been asking, who has the power to stop ICE?
The people. We have to stand up. We have to stand shoulder to shoulder. We have to speak out, speak up. We have to resist. I know that's not the specific answer, we want. But the truth is that if you're given a lawful order, you have to abide by it. I would never suggest that someone physically resist an armed, military-styled officer. But if someone's breaking into your home, the rules change. No warrant, they can't break into your home. That's a time, certainly, to physically resist if you have the capability.
So if someone stops you, one of these people, and you are a citizen and they rough you up or you get hurt or whatever it is, if they do unlawfully detain you, do you have recourse? Are there people going to the courts? Are they successful? Are they fighting? Like, what is going on with this? Because if someone just stopped me randomly and said, let me see your papers, I would say, get the fuck out of my face. I'm not showing you any papers. And if they like something like this, they're actually not supposed to pull people out of cars, right? They're not supposed to do any of this. Are there any legal levers that people can go through? Is there anything legally that people can do in order to fight back against these unlawful procedures, these unlawful detainments?
All right, let's just walk through it. I mean, step one, call 911. They're breaking the law. The police have an obligation to keep the peace. So the first thing to do is, when an agent is violating the law, is call 911 and get the police involved immediately. After, and again, don't resist, because they have guns. But if they break the law, then the second recourse is for local prosecutors or state prosecutors to hold them to account, to bring charges. And in my case that we talked about, the prosecutors may bring this felony battery charge. So that's the second step, is for criminal charges to be brought by prosecutors who have a conscience and who, want to seek justice. And then the third recourse is a civil suit against an individual agent, but they do have a qualified immunity, and that is if they're in the course of their work, they are probably going to be immune from prosecution. But when they embark on the extrajudicial and violent tactics that are not part of their work, I believe they are liable civilly.
So is there anyone who has taken, to your knowledge, has gone to the courts and taken any of these guys to court or filed any sort of suit that it's working its way through the system right now?
Well, sure. There's in total, there's something like 350 lawsuits pending against the government. Some of those that I'm familiar with and that you may be familiar with is, the one that prevented the National Guard. But you're talking about specifically where they're using these violent tactics, and that we've got a couple of those in Chicago. We have what I call the journalist lawsuit pending before Judge Sarah Ellis. She issued a preliminary injunction, but the Court of Appeals stayed her preliminary injunction. That suit has not yet been dismissed, but now we have the suit from 2 days ago by the state of Illinois, which has the same allegations. These same allegations are repeated over and over. You've seen them in the videos. Many of us have experienced these tactics personally in a very visceral and dangerous way. But even if you haven't experienced it, you can see the videos and you see what these people are doing. And there are individuals, and now the state of Illinois, the Attorney General, is trying to hold them to account for their weapons, their tactics, and the intimidation and the trauma that they are imposing on our communities.
Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Your support means the world to us. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a show. We're live every weekday at 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time, with new clips dropping at 2 p. and 8 p. And if you want even more Don Lemon Show content, join the Lemon community. Members get exclusive posts, behind-the-scenes videos, and live chats just for you. So hit the join button or visit our channel page to sign up. Thanks again for all your love and your support, and I'll see you next time.